welcome to ASFN Taste for Salt. Now we're in the beginning of December where everybody is getting ready to go to some of their favorite fishing destinations. As well as the summer months. Summer fish are here. Some awesome catches all over South Africa with great cob catches all along the Cape Coast, as well as some very, very big non-edibles, sharks, skates, rays that's showing their faces. Now this week we're taking a look at some of those very memorable moments of summer fishing, particularly Zambezi or Mtunzini, and using the good old trusted multipliers. Now, even though the spinning reels, as most of you will know, has come back into fashion and every angler is now trying to get some big fish on spinning, a lot of cast baits, there's one species specifically, apart from all the other sharks that would prefer bigger baits where you still have to slide, but a Zambezi that 90% or 99% of the time will only really pick up a live bait or a live fish. Now the only real effective way is to swim live fish for Zambies if you're using a spinning reel. But this week we're still on the good old trusted multipliers. In my hand here, the daiwa saltist, which we stopped counting the amount of big fish we've landed on this. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are wanting to and gonna look for some bigger sharks on big slide baits this coming holidays. Now we're still on the second day at Mtunzini, still staying in this lovely lush forest at Mtunzini Forest Lodge, and what we're going to target today is some Zambezi sharks, also known as bull sharks. One of those predators everybody knows about and responsible for many alleged attacks on humans. Now this area specifically has got an abundance of Zambezi sharks. The one trick with Zambezi sharks is they don't really pick up dead baits as much as they would rather have a live fish. So it's essential that you've got the right gear, and what we use is a 9-meter steel, 200-pound steel trace with 2 hooks, regardless of how big the fish is. Now unfortunately, to swim a live bait by itself and free swim it, you will need something from 4 or 5 kilos up to get it to swim over the back bank for a Zambezi. Essential that you keep in mind not to damage the fish too much. So you basically put the hooks just on the skin, through the skin, so after 2 hours you don't have to drag that fish back if you want to pack up, and which will drown the fish. You basically just pull it hard enough so the hooks come out and the fish is released again. Now as I mentioned earlier, the objective when we come here is always to try and get a Zambezi. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Try and find some live baits and see if we can get one of those ferocious fighters on the line.
I think this might just be your fish. There we go, on the surface, check this.
You know, what I was talking about is you literally, this is your carrying hook. You literally just put it through the, and like this, and then I've got another hook. Because they're clever, the sharks. This I'm just gonna lightly through the skin, like that. So that's my carrying hook, the back one. Now you see I've hooked it on the left hand side. We've got a current from north to south going here, very slight current, but that just helps it swimming a bit left because the pressure is on its left hand side.
also around this time of the year here. I'm hearing that the guys can catch and center them, and yeah, beautiful fish. A very commonly targeted fish around South Africa.
Not sure what this is. I stole Caroline's live shad and put it out, and this fish is not stopping. It's just going. I've only got 0.52 on here. Yo. Scream to get these pulls, and then when you get them, you hope you've got enough line. Thought it's going to stop a bit. Still good run. Still got about 300 meters or 300 plus meters of braid left, which means it took about, went out about 550. The cast was about 100. I put it before the bank, not on the bank or over it. So it took about 400 meters. Scream to get these pulls, and then when you get them, you hope you've got enough line. Thought it's going to stop a bit. Still going. I don't want to drop the rod yet to straight stick it, because there's a bank in the back here, and it's over that bank. About 25-30 minutes and I'm back on my main line, but that means nothing. As we always say, it's important to take your time, see what the fish want to do first, and then when he allows you to pull him, you can pull and gain some line. In this case, there's banks in the back here all over, so I don't want to drop my rod too low. I get to the highest point on the beach I can here. I can go into the dunes in the back, but I don't think it will make a big difference. Then you just take your time and start guiding him in. The harder you're going to pull, the harder he's going to try and get away. Meaning if you try and jerk him and stuff, you're just going to make him move. About 300 meters to go. When targeting these fish, make sure you use the right tackle. 0.52, 0.55 lines advised on a good conventional reel with a nice thick leader. They've got a very, very tough skin. So when fighting this fish, an absolute stubborn fish, your line will basically chafe against the shark's body all the time. So make sure your leader is nothing less than a 0.9. You can go up to a 1.4 tapered leader if you want. Bit of an overkill in this area, no rocks around, but who knows, maybe there's a branch or something in the water. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now to remember about Zambezi or bull sharks is that they're absolutely ferocious fighters. So you're in for a good long fight. But other than that, the odds are fairly low, as this area holds a whole bunch of them. and a lot of times they actually hunt in packs like wolves, which makes it very difficult to hook them, or even the one you're fighting might get, as we call it, taxed by some other Zambesis. But when you swim a live bait, it sometimes happens that you've got 4 or 5 Zambesis attacking that live bait you're swimming, and with that circling and that mayhem that happens, and you can sometimes see it on the surface, it will bite your main line off. So the best way is to slide something like a shad instead of swimming a big bait. Your odds are much better of getting a fish. Any small little fish you can get, even a small little brown skate, you can slide it because it won't be strong enough to actually swim it up. Unbelievable specimen. This is what we come here for. It's one of the absolute fish to get here. Got it on a live shad, not on the brown skate. I'm so thirsty, we ran out of water. About close to 2.5, 3 hours. We'll check on the watch now. But really, one of the most stubborn fighters in the shark species. Not as fast as a blackfin or a bronzy, but definitely one of the most stubborn fighters you can get. Zambia. Yeah. That's why it can chop your hand or your arm straight off. And these oaks grow up to 500 kilos plus. Monsters. Let's get him back. Okay, I put a whole slide chocker with a mackerel inside out about 20-30 minutes ago. That side I've got a shad out, and finally took off now. Do you want this? I think Carolina, after witnessing that Zambezi yesterday. A bit scared of
anything that comes out of this water.
Now this is one of my very old saltigas, probably 6 to 8 years old. I don't know which one it is. Still going strong. Now I'm not famous for servicing reels and stuff, and for that purpose I always fish with saltigas, because they don't need as much service as the rest. Into the braid. Strong fish, but I've got the drag pretty much locked up, holding it just behind that back bank. It's probably out about 250 from me. I managed to stop it. Took a bit of braid, but I managed to get most of it back. The line's right here. The thing here, the challenge is to get that fish over that lip and then again over this lip. Yesterday with that big Zambezi, it was very hard part to get it over that back bank. It's almost like the same as getting it, landing it on the shore. This is what you want. Can't complain. Probably the last of the summer fish, or the last opportunity myself and Caroline will have to target these bigger summer fish. Feels like dead weight now. Something happened. I just had almost a big smack. But what happens here at Zini, a lot of times the line goes through the water and they've got this big puffer fish. And with the line going through the water, it makes that white stripe, and they have a nip at it, bite your line off. Or it can be weed, or the hook's just pulled. I think what I felt is the fish turned around and its tail hit the line. But the line's moving this way at a speed. But it doesn't feel as heavy anymore, so we'll see now. The opponent, these things can fight, they're stubborn. This one's slightly smaller, the other one was close to 120 kilos. I reckon this is about 75. And I just turned on the taps, locked the drag, and I pulled it as hard as I can, and I think it was about 25-30 minutes. But hey, that's no kids play, promise you that. But a lovely fish. If you look at the Zambezi and a Java shark, which you get in this area as well, they're very similar. The Java shark sometimes appear a bit darker, but they've got a slimy layer on them, which is how you identify them, the quickest way to identify them. Lovely fish. I haven't even checked. It's male or female. It's female there as well. Now when pulling them back to the water, use the water to help you. Otherwise you can dislocate their whole spine. Okay, they've got an awful smell, and that's the pneumonia. They release through their skins, like urine for them. Nothing better than that. Any angler that comes to Mtunzini, the banks, or right here close to the bay, aspires to get some Zambies on the line. And I understand 100% why. Absolutely worthy opponent. If you look at this.
Hi,